Hello everyone, and welcome to Korean Cinema Today. Here in Seoul, this is your host, Pierce Conran. Korean Cinema Today is the new podcast from KOBIZ, the online portion of the Korean Film Council. To make sure to keep up with the latest in Korean film news and to check out interviews, features, and more, be sure to visit us at koreanfilm.or.kr. You will also find our webzine there, which is also titled Korean Cinema Today, as well as our newsletter, which you can subscribe to. And of course, you can tune in again to this podcast. You can find this also on iTunes. The podcast, fill in the podcast name, Korean Cinema Today, and you'll find us there. And keep up with discussion on Korean film on both Twitter and Facebook. Twitter.com/Korean Film Biz. That's B-I-Z. That's our handle there. And for Facebook, it's facebook.com/kobiz.kofic, KOBIZ.KOFIC. This is Pierce Conran, your host. I am a journalist for the Korean Film Council, as well as the Korean correspondent for film website twitchfilm.com, the founder and editor of modernkoreancinema.com, a small Korean film blog, and a consultant for the Fribourg International Film Festival for Korean films. A little bit later today, we will have the great pleasure of introducing director Lee Sang-woo, the very prolific independent filmmaker who has made films such as Barbie, Fire in Hell, or some more provocatively titled films like Father is a Dog and Mother is a Whore. So that'll be just a little bit later today. Actor Ha Jung-woo recently had his directorial debut, the film Fasten Your Seatbelt, which premiered at the Busan International Film Festival last October. Now, the film just had its international premiere at the Osaka Asian Film Festival. Not only did it screen there, it also earned an award for its director for Most Outstanding Talent. Ha Jung-woo is a very popular actor in Korea, having starred in films such as The Chaser, The Yellow Sea, or last year's The Berlin File. And he is also about to begin shooting his second film as a director, which will be called Chronicles of a Blood Merchant. That is based on a Chinese novel and will begin shooting soon for a release at some point later this year. In Hawaii, the Hawaii International Film Festival takes place at the end of the year normally, but they also have a spring showcase, which takes place every year, and now going into its 15th edition, I believe. There will be a total of 8 Korean films at this year's Spring Showcase, and that is out of a full program of about 37, so it's very heavily slanted towards Korean films. Films that will screen will include Gina Kim's culinary drama Final Recipe, which also screened at the normal edition of Hawaii International Film Fest, the international premiere of Way Back Home, the new Park Eun-jin drama with Jeon Do-yeon, and other films that are screening are Fasten Your Seatbelt, which we were just speaking about, Ha Jung-woo's directorial debut, the omnibus rom-com Marriage Blue, the Song Kang-ho's popular courtroom drama The Attorney, the Busan independent film Tui, recent hits thriller Hide and Seek, and the controversial drama Another Family, which depicts a family struggle against the corporation Samsung. Beyond that, we have actor Sol Kyung-gu, very well known to audiences for his roles in Lee Chang-dong's films Peppermint Candy and Oasis, as well as his roles in the Kang Woo-seok's Public Enemy trilogy. He will be taking on a new role as a professor in his alma mater, Hanyang University. So as well as continuing his work as an actor, he will be guest lecturing there for 1 year. He recently starred in the films The Spy Undercover Operation, Cold Eyes, and Lee Joo-nik's return to filmmaking Hope. A few new films are going to be underway soon. One of them is Jang Jin's new film We Are Brothers. The popular writer-filmmaker went to the small screen for a short while. He was doing Saturday Night Live in Korea, and he recently returned to filmmaking. His new film High Heels will be released later this year, and this new film is a comedy about brothers played by character actors Cho Jin-woong and Kim Sung-kyun. Both of them also appeared in Nameless Gangster in 2012. Another film is Kim Hyun-suk's C'est si bon. This will be a music biopic starring Kim Hyun-suk and Kim Hye. as members of a folk group in their 40s, and the same characters will be played by Jung-woo and Han Yo-ju in their 20s. Kim Hyun-suk is the filmmaker behind Cyrano Agency and last year's 11 a.m. So that film will go before cameras soon. In box office, the top film over the weekend was Elegant Lies, the new Ihan drama starring Ko Ah-sung and Kim Hye, who I just mentioned will be in a new film by Kim Hyun-suk. Elegant Lies scored about 450,000 admissions in its opening weekend, and that is the director of Ihan, who directed Punch a few years ago. Opening not so well was the new Hwang In-ho film Monster, which starred Kim Go-eun and Lee Min-ki. It had just under 300,000 admissions, and that was good enough for third place. In second was the sophomore weekend of Hollywood hit 300, Rise of an Empire, the sequel to the 2007 smash. And beyond that, Liam Neeson's thriller Nonstop is still doing quite well and has almost reached 2 million admissions at this point. Next up, our interview with director Lee Sang-woo. So today we have the honor of having director Lee Sang-woo in the studio with us today. Director Lee, it's a great pleasure to have you here. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me.
So you are a very prolific director. You've made many films, and many of them have gone to festivals. And at the moment, you have a lot of films that you're making currently. So are you very busy these days?
Very busy, yes. But the people think that if I make the film, they think that I only care about the quantity. Mm-hmm. But all I care is the quality, not the quantity. Okay. So quality is better than quantity.
Sure, absolutely. I'm very glad to hear that. So, of course, you're an independent filmmaker, and being an independent filmmaker in Korea can be very difficult. Finding funding and releases can be hard. Yet you make so many films. You're one of the most prolific directors in the country. How are you able to do this?
Funding is the hardest part. Yes, it's very hard to find the money. So usually I work for 6 months and then I use that money for my film.
Okay.
That's the same pattern that I've done for 10 years.
Wow.
Yes.
So what kind of jobs do you do to support your films?
I do everything, even the chicken commercial. Very stupid chicken commercial. I did. So I've done many things.
Okay.
So, I work so hard.
Yeah, it sounds like it because you make a lot of films.
Yeah. Everybody has same 24 hours, but the only things that I have to do is to reduce the amount of the sleep. So I hardly sleep.
You don't? Wow. How much do you sleep?
I usually sleep 3 or 4 hours, but I don't sleep a lot.
Wow.
I don't take a nap.
You don't take a nap?
I don't take a nap.
just work.
Yeah, that's stupid things.
Taking a nap is a stupid thing. Interesting.
I never take a nap.
Okay. Why do you feel the need to make so many films?
I can't stop doing this. I have to do this. I don't do any social activity. I socialize with people, but I don't do any things the human beings do.
Okay. That human beings do.
The only thing that I do is drinking.
Drinking.
Yes. I don't smoke.
Okay.
I don't do sports. I don't do anything. Except, yes, I just keep making film.
You just make films. Okay.
That's the happiest moment.
That's your passion.
That's passion, yes.
Okay, very good. So then, of course, as an independent filmmaker, your budgets must be very low.
Very low.
Yeah. So how difficult is it to make so many films in such a low budget and also so quickly?
The people just keep asking me, how do you make the many films? In a year. I usually very small crew because I have to pay the labor cost. Mm-hmm. So I have to save the money for the labor cost. So I use all I need is a cameraman and the sound man and me and some actors. Mm-hmm. That's all I need.
Okay, and
so that's why I save money.
That's how you save money. Yeah. Yet you've shot some of your films overseas as well.
Yes, I shot 4 feature films. 3 is in the Philippines. Mm-hmm. 1 is in the United States.
Okay, wow. And so I believe you've acted in some of your films as well. Maybe also your cameraman has also appeared in your films. This is another way of cutting down
money.
costs.
Yes, yeah. Got the budget.
Very good, very good. So, as again, this independent film, the dilemma is you make the film. It's already so hard to find the money and make the film. But how do you get people to watch the film? I mean, there's this very difficult problem in Korea with the vertical integration where commercial films are made by a studio and then the studio distributes the film and then they release it in their own theaters. Independent films are not part of that equation. So how do audiences get to watch your films?
Unlike other indie filmmakers, my films are very unique. I mean, but being unique is always work at the film festival. But when it comes to the theater, only few people watch my film at theater. So that's the hardest part. I mean, very sad. I mean, because I always go to theater and only 2 or 3 people is watching my film. It just broke my heart. But I find my own. I do have my own distribution company. So I release my own film.
Okay.
So I go to there are many art house theaters in Korea. So I go there and I talk to the owner of the theater, and then I show my film, and I make them show my film.
Wow! So not only are you directing your films, you're actively distributing them yourself. So you're actually
that's the only way. Yes,
because
distributing the film is the hardest part.
Yeah.
Because people, lots of indie filmmakers, they make the film, but they couldn't find the way to release their film. So I go there and just talk to them, and I do have a drink. And then when you get drunk, and then he said, "Yes, okay, I'll show you a film." That's the only.
Such a secret.
Yes, it's a secret. But I've done it many times. So I always go to Busan, Daejeon, many provinces to meet them.
You shouldn't tell everyone your secret. Okay. Now you also your films are also available online, right? This has worked quite well for you.
That's the way I'm here.
Yeah,
that's why I'm here. Yeah, because the people just download my film through internet.
Okay.
Yes, they pay $3.
Okay.
And then half of the money just comes to me.
Okay, so more people have seen your films by downloading them than seeing them in theaters.
Yes, just download. Yes.
Okay, so that's kind of the opposite of commercial films in Korea, because there's no what we say an ancillary market. There's no video market anymore in Korea. No DVDs.
No DVD.
A film has to make money in the cinema, or it doesn't make money. But you're in a quite unique situation. You do the opposite of this, where your films actually make money by legal downloads and not in the cinema so much.
Because the people watching my film, because I think they're all perverts, because only pervert people like my film. But there are many perverts out there.
So you have a very big market.
Yes.
Very interesting.
I love pervert people.
Well, speaking of perversion, violence and certain perverted themes are never far away in your films. They're quite common themes. Why do you gravitate towards these themes all the time?
Because they are good seasoning. I have to put them in my film just to make the better taste.
It's good seasoning.
Yes, good seasoning.
So you're a cook.
Yes, I'm cook. So I have to make the better taste. I have to put lots of strong seasonings in my film.
Seasoning.
Yes,
interesting.
Yeah. So sex, incest.
So these are like spices
violence,
that you're using. Wow.
Make it spicy, so people just get crazy about my food.
I see.
Yes.
So you make spicy food. Yeah.
Yes.
In a matter of speaking. Now, there's quite a lot of strong themes in your films, and a lot of those deal with families. I've noticed, and so there's these kind of dark family ties. Are these? Is this a reflection of kind of the way families are in Korea?
All film that I made is related to family, because I love that kind of theme. Because here in Korea, we have a very strong bond. So I think it's the family matters. I think it's the best part of my film. I think it's one of my the best, the reason that I'm making. Because, after my father just died, I
was sorry to hear of his passing.
I thought that the value of the family, I think, is.
Absolutely, I'd agree. I mean, that's probably why you find an audience again and again. It's something. It's relatable. Obviously, these family issues, but at the same time, you have all these family relationships in your films, but they're quite dark. You know, sometimes there's things like incest, and there's some certain dark things like that. Is this also a reflection of what goes on here?
Yeah, because there are many things happens. I mean. we have a very big social issue facing nowadays. Because few weeks ago, the family they committed suicide. Korea is one of the most suicidal countries. I mean, in the world.
Very high.
It's very high rate of suicide. It's number one. I mean.
Yeah,
so
in developed nations, very high. That's true. I heard about that. A family, altogether,
altogether,
because of poverty.
Yes,
because
of the poverty. Yes. But I come from a very rich family, so people just think it's very stupid to make that kind of theme. But I want to just focus on their life because all the life is the same, but their life is very miserable. So I want to just show that the Korean people is just we are in the same country, but we have to look at the dark side of this country.
Absolutely. And your films do that, and while your films are very dark, there's also an element of hope. I remember in your short film last year, Exit, that was part of the short program from Jeonju. There's it's a dark kind of edgy film, but there's kind of some elements of hope as well. I remember one part where people are dancing on a roof. So you do try and are you optimistic?
Yeah,
as well?
I'm very optimistic. Because when I talk to someone, life is worth living. Yeah, that's the thing I always just keep saying. I love being here. I mean, why should people just commit suicide? I don't understand. Yes. I love being here. I mean, I love being a human being, and then I love living.
Yeah, it certainly seems so.
Yes.
As dark as your films are, you have
life is worth living.
Yeah.
That's the theme of my film.
Okay, good. Very, very good. So, continuing on this topic of your darker themes, now I know some of your films are based on real life stories. Can you tell us a little bit about these?
Every morning when I wake up, I just look at the internet and I choose there are many incidents. I mean, every day. So I choose there are many stories. I choose them and then I revise them and I just put some stories in it. So I just write a screenplay right away.
Okay.
So all film that I made is based on true story.
Every one of them has some elements of reality in them.
Yes. Why these things happen? So I just put more stories in it. I made up the story.
Another thing, so a lot of people have pointed to the names of your films. You've had some interesting film titles. If going back through your catalog, you have Father's a Dog or Mother is a Whore, and one of your upcoming films is called I Am Trash. So they're very controversial titles. Is this something you do deliberately?
Yes, I did on purpose because I think choosing title, I think is the most hardest part in filmmaking. I think it's harder than the filming because it brings more audience. I mean, so
it's very direct. Yeah.
Yes,
It's your quickest route to the audience
to make the best result. To get more attention, public attention. So
they're definitely memorable titles.
Yes.
But do you think that makes people want to watch your films?
They like it. I mean, they're interested in the first, and then if they like it, I mean, they just keep saying that there's a word of mouth.
Okay.
The title doesn't matter. I mean, if they like the film.
So you think that there's definitely more benefits than drawbacks at this point. Do you have any other films, any crazy titles that you're toying with at this point?
I Ate My Mom.
I Ate My Mom.
No, I was supposed to make that film, but people just keep telling me that if you make this one, they will ruin your whole career. Ate My Mom means it's a F4, yeah. That means
it's a double entendre.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
Well, I love the film because there's high school students. I mean, he raped his own mom. So I was wondering why the guys raped his own mom.
So this was a real story.
Real story.
Yeah.
Yes.
My goodness. So then let's talk a little bit about these your new films. Your most recent films were Barbie in 2011, which is at Busan, and Fire in Hell from 2012, and then the short film, Emergency Exit last year. But now you have quite a few that are about to be released.
Last year only one short film. I mean, short.
Yeah.
Only one film.
You're least productive here. So you have a number of films in post-production now. Could you tell us about some of these?
Okay, I finished Dear Dictator. It'll be shown at some film festivals, and it's a film about the three high school students who decide to go to North Korea because they have some problems. There are poverty and there are model, something like this.
Okay, so they decide to go there.
They decide
how do
to-
they do that?
Because there's a spy. They're spy. The guy just make them to go to North Korea.
Very interesting.
There's a big trap.
Okay. Okay.
That's the first one. The second one is I finished the I'm Trash. Yeah. This is a sequel of my family trilogy.
So your family trilogy is with Father's a Dog,
Mother is a
and
Horse.
Mother's a Horse.
Yeah.
This is the third one in that trilogy.
People is not want to see this film, but I made it. I'm also in the film as a main character.
Okay.
Yes, so I'm Trash, and then the other one is Dirty Romance.
Dirty Romance.
Yes,
Okay.
it's disabled the love story. There are two disabled people in the film.
Okay.
And that's their love
So
story.
this is kind of like Lee Chang-dong's Oasis.
Yeah. But it's my version.
Your version. Okay.
The Oasis.
So what does that mean? The mind boggles.
I also started the Burger King. No, Smoking and Burger King.
Smoking in Burger King.
I started,
Okay.
last
So
week.
what's that film about?
It's about three high school students that love smoking while they're eating Burger King. And
Well, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, their dreams is to go to America. So to make their dream come true, they do some stupid things in the film.
Very, very interesting. That reminds me actually of Chilsu and Mansu actually straight away. So you have two films that you're making about three high school students. A lot of high school students.
I love
in
high
your
school
films.
students things. Yes.
You love high school
And
students.
I'm gonna start the new film next month, The Speed.
Speed. Okay,
Speed,
can you tell us
yes.
about this one?
It's also it's a teenager film.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of there. It's just a film about
Okay.
the teenager students.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
and this was. Am I right in saying that this is connected with your short film last year,
The
Emergency
emergency
Exit?
exit.
Yeah,
Yes. The theme is very similar, but the whole concept is
a
totally
different
different.
film.
Yes.
Okay. All right, and so then you have many beyond these ones that you're already kind of in the midst of producing or editing. You have a lot of other films that you're planning to make. You already mentioned one of them to us. Sounded very, very interesting. I know that you have. You spoke to me before about a period drama that you're hoping to make about Korea's first plastic surgeon.
I started it's like 3 years ago, but
3 years
it's
ago.
still it's very big commercial film. This for the first time I just write the historical film, but it takes more than I expected.
Sure.
Yeah,
no.
it's still 3 years. So
3
it's-
years.
Yes.
Now you have a big producer attached to this, right?
Yes, but it goes on.
It goes
It's
on.
a
It goes
prestige,
on.
yes.
So it's just you're
I'm just waiting. Yes,
you're waiting for financing.
I'm
or-
waiting for the financing and then the actors. Because
Okay.
we need the big stars. I mean,
You
in the
need some
film.
big, of course, yeah. If you need some money, you need
Money and
stars
the
to
big
attract
stars, yes.
investment. Okay, so beyond that might take a while for you to make that. Then, is there anything else that you're going to make soon? You have Speed, you mentioned.
The Starbucks film and the Starbucks coffee shop.
Starbucks coffee shop. Okay,
I already got the funding.
okay,
So I started in probably August.
okay. And what is that film about?
It's a guy. He graduated from Seoul University.
Mm-hmm.
He majored in the medical, but he couldn't get a job.
Hmm.
So he goes to Gangwon province and then become a coffee delivery guy.
Coffee delivery guy.
Yes.
Very interesting.
But there's no sexes in it. It's
Okay.
comedy. It's the first comedy film that I make.
First comedy, okay,
Yes,
excellent.
very
It's funny you say it's your first comedy. I find a lot of humor in your films. Some people might be surprised to hear that, but I really do. Okay, so now just to circle back to you're making a lot of films about high school students. What were your high school years like?
My high school, I never studied. I mean, that's why I failed 4 times to enter the university.
Okay,
That's why I go to America. All I did is I went to the theater. That's all I did. Junior school, high school.
Just went to
I
cinema
didn't
all
study.
the time.
Yes, I didn't go to school. I mean, I directly just went to the theater.
Mm-hmm.
So always my mom and the teacher just came to the theater just to find me. And seriously, I mean, it's like every day is things. I mean, it's like
My
a war.
goodness. And what
My mom was
kind of
crying.
films were you watching back then?
Every film. I mean, every
Everything?
X-rated film too.
Every extra film, of course.
I don't care because I have a fake ID. Yes.
Okay.
So I watched all films.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the happiest moment.
At this moment,
Yes.
very good. So this is we're at this time. Were you smoking and
No, I
eating
never
Burger
smoke.
King?
No, I
and
never smoke.
Dreaming of going to America.
Yeah, people just think of it as I'm the smoker. It's like a 6 or 10 pack of cigarette, but I never smoke.
Never smoke.
Yeah, I don't like drug things.
Just
drinking.
just
I love
drinking.
drinking.
Okay. But you ended up going to Berkeley, actually. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I failed 4 times, and then the only thing that I have to do is just go to America.
Okay.
Yes, that's why I love America.
You love America, yeah.
Yes.
And you spent time in Seattle as well. Right?
Seattle as well, yes.
Yeah.
I went to the art school in Seattle, and then I
okay.
transferred to UC Berkeley. Yes.
UC Berkeley.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So then, a lot of independent films are made is here in Korea these days. You're an independent filmmaker. I'm curious to know, what are some of the recent Korean independent films that you've enjoyed?
Oh, I watched last year the Autumn Gang. It's made by Min Young-gun. It's part of the omnibus film. If you want something, 시선 넘어.
What one is this?
It was shown at Busan last year.
This was shown at Busan last year.
Yes, there are 3 directors. The Min Young-gun.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what this one is. This was not the one he did for In the End Is My Beginning.
Yeah.
That one?
Which one?
No, with Jong-hwa and Hwang Jung-min.
Oh no,
that's something else.
That's commercial film. I like them too.
Yeah.
Well, I like the suspense film.
Suspense film.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm not sure what it doesn't ring a
But
bell for me.
it's called Autumn Gang. Yeah, there are 3
Autumn
omnibus films. Yes.
Okay. Was there anything else that you enjoyed?
Manshin. But
Manshin.
yes,
Yeah.
I like it.
Is that because you're in it?
I was acting as a father of Kim Se-ron.
Yeah, I didn't
but
know.
no notice. Yeah.
Yeah. I had no idea.
I saw my name. The ending credit.
But you didn't see yourself in the film.
No.
So you were cut out.
I have a dialogue, but
It's off screen?
Someone is dubbed. Probably the director didn't like the way I speak in the film.
Well, I'm sure that's not the case. There's many other reasons that
Well, I'm very proud of being a father of Kim Se-ron in the film.
Okay. Well, of course, you.
I was working with Kim Se-ron too.
Yeah, before in Barbie. She's your star in Barbie.
Amazing,
Wonderful actress.
amazing actress.
Yeah,
Yes.
so talented.
Yes.
Very, very young star. So was there anything else besides Manshin that you enjoyed?
It's a suspense film.
Mm-hmm.
The Way to Home. 전도연.
Yeah. Pang Eun-jin's film
Pang
from
Eun-jin's
last
film.
December.
Yes.
Yeah, that was quite good. Yeah. All right, great. And in terms of your all-time classic favorite Korean films, I know you're a big fan of Bae Chang-ho.
Yes.
Right?
I was following that guy for many years.
Yeah. Was this in the days that you were skipping school?
Yes. When I was in high school, I went to his apartment. Yes. I was begging just to have me as an assistant director.
Really?
Yes.
But he didn't take you?
Lee Jang-ho, 2 directors. I was following.
Yeah.
Yes. They just told me, no, you have to be, you should be in high school, not here.
And you were too
Yeah,
young.
you're studying, too young. Let's go home. Go to school. Why are you here? Keep just bothering me.
Oh my goodness.
But I met Lee Jang-ho last year.
Oh,
Yeah. I told them that, sorry, yes.
He remembered you?
He didn't remember me because, yes, it's like 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Yes.
Right.
Well,
And these days he's the head of the Seoul Film Commission.
Yes,
right?
yes.
But he had a film last
but
year.
everyone's
at Busan.
talking shit about that film.
I didn't see it myself.
No, I love that film, but the theme of the film.
It's a religious film.
Yeah, it is a religious film.
Yeah. I haven't seen it. Okay, great. And I know that for Bae Chang-ho, you really liked Whale Hunting.
Lee Jang-ho.
Yeah. Is it Whale Hunting one of your favorites?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lee Jang-ho is my favorite.
Lee Jang-ho's your favorite?
Yes.
So like the man with 3 coffins or Between the Knees?
Between Knees, yes.
Yeah, it's a great film.
When I was in high school, I watched that film. I couldn't sleep.
I bet you couldn't.
It's too erotic.
That's a discussion.
Yeah, 무릎과 무릎 사이.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, Dr. Lee, it is always a great pleasure to speak with you. It's never boring. So thank you very much for your time. We're excited to see all these new films. I'm sure, and there's a lot of them, and I'm sure some of them will be at a local festival near us very, very soon. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much. My language was okay.
Please don't worry, it was fun.
Thank you.
For this week's In Focus on Korean Cinema Today, I wanted to talk to you briefly about Ha Jong-woo's directorial debut, Fasten Your Seatbelt, which, as I mentioned in today's news portion, recently earned the debut director, the Most Outstanding Talent Award from the recently wrapped Osaka Asian Film Festival. So, Ha Jong-woo is well known as a charismatic star in Korea, and many wondered if he'd be able to bring that energy, that charisma, onto the big screen, transfer it to the big screen. And his debut film is a comedy that is set on an airplane flying in the sky. You have a Korean film star who is leaving Japan, going back to Korea. So it's a short flight, and he's scared of flying. He's also he's got a few tics, and there's not a lot of guests on the flight, but a few people are there. They're all odd characters, an interesting mix. But of course, the flight goes through some turbulence, and particularly the star, the main character, starts to get very, very nervous. Now it's a silly comedy. It's very fun. It definitely has that kind of charisma and easy charm that has been associated with its star. And for those that have seen it, people see it as a good omen for things to come for director Ha Jong-woo. The film premiered at the Busan International Film Festival last year and also went on a release in Korea. Next, director Ha will be working on Chronicles of a Blood Merchant. So that's it for Korean Cinema Today this week. Thank you for listening to us, and we hope you enjoyed our interview with director Lee Sang-woo. I know I certainly did, and we hope that you will subscribe to our podcasts by visiting koreanfilm.or.kr, and of course, tune in again next time. So that's it for me. See you next time.